Good night. This is the Cutting Edge and RFM. We're there with you again. This is the almost a month gone already. May I tell you? And I say the morning them get light up again, and the evening and them get light up again. Yes. So you know, say that period there, December, November, December, gone and all, light again. So we're there with you. You know, them here, it's the Cutting Edge, 20 odd years, we gone 27 years now. Much more than when a lot of you did born. Never there. I will continue to be relevant. So, since we know the vein and the poet, I could go on with the poet. Brand new poem by Rastakura. Talking about it up the ital, no leather, no feather. May I tell you, no bees vomit, no cow pus, and that we call it. So, Rebel Salute come and gone again. Oh, I love Tony Rebel and his family and all those who work with Tony Rebel for making such a wonderful presentation tonight. May I tell you, it was sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All who never did it, who miss a concert, man. May I tell you, ambience and everything was right. Ganja and reggae. I feel very good for those that can ball out that loud on a stage. That this concert is about ganja and reggae music. And the ganja was very pronounced there. Very pronounced. May I tell you, one whole little village with ganja presentation. Never seen in Jamaica like that before. Why you love Epican, you know? Yeah, but why you love Virgin them, Epican. Wonderful presentation. The symposium was wonderful. You know, the symposium started from Thursday. Yeah, in the village or so, which was shopping village or so. And we did that live broadcast, and then we continue Saturday down the Rebel Salute grounds with it. It was wonderful. So we give thanks. And millions of people view it live. I got some clips where I didn't wonder where I get the clips. The man is in Africa. People are sending me clips. Yes, serious thing. Clips from the show. Clips from Bobby Wine. Clips from Queen Africa. Clips from me and Tony. Clips from me when me talk by myself and all them. Really. All of them when me get come from Bridging in Africa. So we give thanks for that. That science and technology reach a level now where we can beam things as it, what them call it, instantly. Instant. Yes. And we give thanks to know, say, in Africa, far away in Africa, people could really share it and be a part of it. Whether upon them cell phone or upon them iPhone or upon them what them call it, TV, smart TV or whatsoever. So that was wonderful. So we continue the journey, you know, because we have some things to talk about. We go and talk to a brethren who was responsible. I hope I can get him. Last week I was trying to get the brethren them with the Cargo movie. I am told that it premiered this last week. Was interviewing them and the thing started to get away and I realized a crack do it. But the movie, the brethren who was going to interview, who is part of the movie production and presentation, they having the launch tonight. Cargo, the movie name is a Bahamian effort. Yes, you know, you hardly hear about Bahamian anything else really. Them say Cargo is the largest and best performing Bahamian production to date. Nominated at well over 20 festivals, it won amongst others the Amnesty International Human Rights Prize for Film. Cast includes international Caribbean stars such as Warren Brown, Omar Darcy, Jimmy Jean Louis, and Gisaka. we want to interview the Bridget next week because him say because the launch, the premiere taking place tonight, him couldn't facilitate it, and we could have facilitated it last week and the thing mess up, but we want him to, because it's going to be opened in the theaters as of tomorrow. That movie Cargo will be opened in theaters across Jamaica, where there's only one man on the whole of the theater there still. So, yes. And we want to interview the brethren who was part of the main sponsor for Rebel Salute. The brethren, we know from the team where they must set up the phone system in Jamaica, cell phone system, and them go to Africa, go set in the Congo especially, and set up certain things in the Congo as a Jamaican youth. And him is part I think it's him, Vibes Cartel, write that book. Yeah, but now him on a venture, you know, which is water, spring water, and we love it. And we're going to tell you why we love it when we get him on the line. Yeah, it's not just a water thing. You know, see, people, you drink a bottle of water, you throw the bottle. You know, but this bottle have a very important situation here where very African, Pan-African is centered. And you're going, I said on the stage the other night, but I don't know much people who are listening to me now the day of the show. So, but why you know, so there is a water around the place. And they were sponsors for Rebel Salute. And this water, the bottle, the label on the bottle is very important, very educational. And through science and technology, we can tell you why the bottle is so educational, why the label on the buckle is so important. Yeah, man. We really, really appreciate the buckle. I mean, the water is good, but trust me, the buckle have a long-term effect where it's going to be indelible when we tell you. So we want to get him on the line. We just him going back to Florida, but we know him our call still. If not, we will call him. How there, man? What you mean? So we are going to Pat Clark. Yes.
Welcome to Jamaica Culture. I'm Pat Clark. January is Earthquake Awareness Month in Jamaica. Jamaica's recorded history is rife with incidents of felt earthquakes. The famous Port Royal earthquake of June 7, 1692 was perhaps our largest and most damaging natural disaster. Other damaging earthquakes in historical times include the January 14, 1907 Kingston earthquake and the March 1, 1957 Montego Bay event. The June 7 earthquake in 1692 destroyed the city of Port Royal. Port Royal was built on a small quay off the coast of Jamaica in the harbor across from present-day Kingston. Many of the buildings where the close to 7,000 residents lived and worked were constructed right over the water. In the 17th century, Port Royal was known throughout the New World as the headquarters of piracy, smuggling, and immorality. At the time, it was described as the most wicked and sinful city in the world. Earthquakes in the area were not uncommon, but were usually rather small. In 1688, a tremor had toppled 3 homes, but 4 years later, late in the morning on June 7, 3 powerful quakes struck Jamaica. It was about 11:42 a.m. on Wednesday, June 7, 1692, when some residents of Port Royal were heading to local taverns for drinks and their midday meal when a roar came from the hills across the harbor. Shock waves had the land suddenly rolling and moving. Within minutes, 3 tremors tore through the ground. The sea swept in from all sides. The earthquake had struck. An eyewitness stated that the sand in the street rose like the waves of the sea, lifting up all persons that stood on the roadway. It was like an inflatable water slide for all to sail on. Like a roller coaster, Sections of the roadway that were hoisted with the people on it immediately sunk down into the pits, and at the same instant, a flood of water rushed in, throwing down all who were in its way. Some people were seen catching hold of beams and rafters of houses. Others were found in the sand that appeared when the water was drained away, with their legs and arms out. The large tsunami which hit after the massive earthquake put half of Port Royal under 40 feet of water. The HMS Swan was carried from the harbor and deposited on top of a building on the island. It turned out to be a refuge for survivors. By the end, only 25 of Port Royal's original 60 acres remained. The earthquake claimed approximately 2,000 lives instantly. A further 3,000 succumbed to injury, fever, and vandals who fell upon the suffering and dying. One Port Royal resident, a Frenchman named Louis Galdi, was swallowed up by the earth and subsequently spewed out alive. Most, however, did not have his good fortune. To many, the calamity was a sign of God's wrath, his retribution upon this Sodom of the Indies with its host of reckless filibusters, harlots, and moneylenders. On the main island, Spanish Town was also demolished. Even the north side of the island experienced great tragedy. 50 people were killed in a landslide. In all, about 5,000 people lost their lives on June 7 as a result of the Great Port Royal earthquake. It was after the Port Royal earthquake that the city of Kingston was built and remains to this day the largest city in Jamaica. And now, to end Jamaican roots and culture, here's our famous quotation from the Black diaspora. I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give an account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it. The words of Benjamin E. Mays. For Jamaican Roots and Culture, I'm Pat Clark.
Yes, very interesting, that earthquake thing. I see some picture it where people take from up in the hills, and it never look too nice at all, me I tell you. Never look too nice. I hear them say, people that say it's the wrath of God and all these things because how wicked the place was. Well, if that time did wicked, can you imagine now? And if really the wrath of God, then maybe the whole world should have shake down and mash down because the amount of wickedness we are going all over the world and now. You wonder how God wrath now really take hold of the place up to now. Okay, so we continue. Here we go. As we are telling you, Rebel Salute, come and gone. Why you love Randy Valentine, you know? Yes. Why you love Randy Valentine? Trust me, man. I'm a brethren from England. Yeah, I want to talk to the brethren, Keith Dawkins, his name, yes. Who was one of the main sponsors for Rebel Salute. And may I tell you, the brethren are work. Yes. So, we are telling about this brethren, yeah? We want to talk to the brethren, you know, because we feel say a long time they're about still. Night, sir.
Greetings.
Good oil one.
There, give thanks.
Why you reach a Florida fast, man?
Works, man, work.
Okay, all right. Make a start from the top. When couple years ago, when I met the guy, I think me and Miguel, I did meet the guy with Miguel. You did a deal with some telecommunication thing, right?
Yeah, man, I was a couple about 14, 15 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Where did happen to that?
Well, we have something named Freedom Wireless.
Freedom Wireless, yes.
Yeah, we had a telecom company that was like, they have all of us somebody's phone card, and our phone card dial to and everything like a phone company. But what had happened was we were, so I say it's legal, you know, we were renting the network or towers from a company named Centennial at the time, Ocean Digital. Later became My Phone and different names.
Yeah,
Claro, I think it ended up being. And when they were taken over by the richest man in the world, they decided that they didn't want to rent us anymore. So the contract never got the way it's supposed to, and we've filed a lawsuit, and 14 years later it's still not done it. We've gone as far as the International Court in Paris, France with our case, but I'll give up. But so the offer for settlement that they give us is not anything that we don't think we deserve. So we continue to fight,
All right, so the offer, when them give the eye, when the eye asks for worth more than the 14 years, that you say?
Yeah, it's a principle thing, because I don't know if you remember Freedom Wires logo.
Yeah, man, remember when we do something for the item too. We did have some...
The Takis were all over the years, so it's some sharp rebellion, Takis were. We're too militant.
Yeah, I remember too, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, when we bring Danny Glover come Jamaica for the Africa Unite, they start run some ad about what going to Darfur. The regulators said, well, I have to take it easy now, because being the only black-owned Jamaican company I fight, they felt was kind of uncomfortable. Yeah. And then one thing we did it is on the research, I find when the companies in Jamaica actually sued the Majesty.
Yeah.
The Majesty had to sue.
I remember the program over the door with Miguel.
Yeah. So I think with
Cable and Wireless, that's why it's last. Cable and Wireless, that's why it's last.
Yeah. Cable and Wireless. That's had to sue. And everybody said them don't see His Majesty as de facto de jure head of Abyssinia, in fact, of no African country.
Yeah.
So I think it was given too much trouble for them, and we had so much support from the community, yourself, Brother Lan, man like Sizzler, Cartel, Freddie, Sly and Robbie, the people that gravitate to the thing that lines outside the store. So our opinion, we said because was that we were a little uncomfortable for the European-owned foreign-owned companies, because we were really successful. And
but I really
wanted to see us.
I was amazed that as a Jamaican and you died and so steep into the telecommunication thing to the point where you have to a big company for deal with it,
Yeah, we learn a thing, and we get inspired when we work on a project in Africa and Congo, and saw where Kabila wanted to own his own telecom in wireless network in 1990.
Why you jump the guns? I never ever reached it so yet.
No, we are telling you, that's why we stay with the telecom and the inspiration they come from.
Yeah, so you didn't go to the Congo before you set up the cable and wireless. Cable and wireless. You didn't go to the Congo before. Yeah, you did it before.
Yeah, and then right after, I came immediately after I got Ghana, I set up some call center, and then that's when I came back.
All right, tell me about this sojourn in the Congo there, because a lot of the things them were in the cell phone, the Colton, come from the Congo. Or you reach down there as a Jamaican youth?
Well, usually, them set out these things for tenders. We want to work on certain projects and them thing there. And we qualified in a telecom. We did some things before in a telecom, and it's the opportunity for Go Africa to work, and that is it. And unfortunately, for sometimes the big company, all them thing I work, it's true. Sometimes you get some aid money and so. You as say a Jamaican or say a black man, even if you can't win certain contracts, so the big company come in and then them hire you to come to the work. The name. And in retrospect, the mistake where we even at Jamaica, I think, quote unquote mistake is that we put ourselves up front now, say, well, are we this and so forth, and make people uncomfortable. So, what we do now, even today with consulting, we just make sure we put some other man, we work with some other man, because somehow in the high-tech space, and my complexion and so.
Yeah, you have to front somebody else.
you know, me say, when I work in Europe, I have no problem. I mean, to work for Germany, Turkey, I have a problem. But when I work to black people.
Black people, yeah, them afraid of them blackness.
Yeah, we're probably best work with a German. No, because sometimes we bring some innovation in Jamaica, you know. Because they brought some things there were never happened before. All them unlimited cars and them things now, we started, you know.
Yeah.
But the man them call who you are, call this, call that, because they never understand it.
Yeah.
They don't know what we are doing. Why?
Yeah.
But, my personal telecom thing started with a college in America, and I was the president of the Jamaican students.
Yeah.
And the phone call was $2 ad. So as a Jamaican, you know, if I can find a way around it. So one day I put on my jacket and tie and go to a big company and negotiate rates, and that's how I started the business, really in a college. So we learned it as survival, because my group of Jamaica, my mother live a foreign, my foreign, my family live in Jamaica. So I had to find ways to make cheap calls. So if a phone card, we have to stay on top of it. If a voice over internet, we have to stay on top of it. Everything we have product, we do it as, so it turns into a business or a one survival thing, you know?
Yeah, but what me surprised about is that some youth who so deep into the telecommunication did I fly the Marcus Garvey flag. And that it strike I when I see the item, you know, I say, what? Man in a telecommunication bigger than fly the Marcus Garvey flag so serious. You know, that is really what
it comes from working in Africa. It's because before I reached there, we had the misconception, you know, of other development.
Yeah, like everybody else.
But when we say the pride when the man them say, because sometimes we now the book working, like a piece of equipment come there, you know. And them have the manual. Sometimes the manual in English, some of them want to speak French and them things there. Or the broken Belgian. And them work and so Mr. Butwait, if the man in Africa and them circumstances here, they like gone 4 o'clock in the middle of war, can build a network. They must come to Jamaica to build something for themselves, man. And we did, but we never left the roots, you know?
Well, you obviously never read the rule, because the next time you see a house a dance hall. Well, if when the thing they come after, because remember now, you know, some people that tell us that we have to calm down because we're too radical. They really, I think we're radical without apology. And one of the things that we see, we go out and we meditate for it. I remember Marcus said, look for me in the whirlwind. And we don't know, you know, you meditate and you wonder what went wrong when you lose a company, because we have over 100 employees, you know, 100 people. We had an office in Toronto, one of the states. We're growing, big contracts and everything. So we say, you know what, this time I follow Marcus. We're not just do telecom, we're going to do everything. So we're going to production, theater, we're going to publishing. In fact, me mentioned Carter, not only Carter book we do, but we publish I Nation, or we publish Twins of Twins, a book I think you go forward, and you introduce, we do the book there too. Yes, we would also dance, like Jamaica Shopping Club, they would just buy the movie Marijuana Affair. Well, I wonder, are you own the house of dance hall?
Yes.
Okay, can we realize that too?
How you are?
Me know, but you know, you me know.
Yeah, man, now we have that, and so we're in a production to just get Marijuana Affair. Remember the movie there where remember the movie, man. Remember the movie, man. Lucian, I believe. Yeah, and it never come out. We moved with Plano and Dudley Thompson, and so we just bought it. So I'll show it this year on April 20th. It never released through some, I don't know, I think some family wranglings or something that happened. But they were officially released in Jamaica yet. So people say, Marcus said, look for me in the area, for me all around here. So we decided that rather extend our business and invest in different areas. But never leave the culture. You know, whether it's Marijuana Affair, the dance, or the publishing. The eyes are inspiration now. The eyes are inspiration. But I can ask you now, what come up forward to know why me ask you for company really on the night, You was one of the main sponsors for Rebel Salute. Yes, sir. And the sponsorship is water, simple, water. Wow. And when I say water, I mean WATER, water. Yes, very important. With name Roots, very important. All right. When I launch the water the other day up Pegasus there, you did I say
a whole heap of people say the water not going to work because it have on a red, gold, and green label.
Yeah, man.
You remember that speech?
Blue. Yeah, them say water. If you go in the major supermarket now, I think 99% of the water them in a blue.
Yeah.
And we actually launches with Miguel on November 2nd. Very important at Cargill Avenue, Pandadere.
Yeah.
And from we started out, because how it get around, very briefly, is that the health thing starts step up, you know. I myself I deal with some health consciousness and
you need to deal with some. You definitely need to deal with some health consciousness. Yes.
So I must say the new frontier for us as black people now of careful I eat and them something. But Mr. Remember me, I used to go to school. Last time I used to say, don't eat out of anything, don't eat the salt thing, don't do them something there. Yeah. They come like the ganja and the rest of man that push that to the fight it.
Don't drink no pipe water and all them things there.
Yeah. So we say we're going to do the health class. So we start to do research and we see the alkaline water on the pH and how the body can fight itself naturally by drinking 68 bottles of water a day. So we say, you know, we're going to the water, so we're going to the health consciousness. Nothing more healthy than water, natural spring water. So, and that's how we start the investment. But, as you know, when we do a phone card, we make it a passer and anything we do, it's not going to go and we just come first in what we do. But when they go to the experts, say, boy, it's not going to work, you know, that one back like a 7 or so, right? Them say, first of all, the red, mean fire. And then the red, gold, and green, them don't know, they never say water like that before. So,
but I know the label. I know the label we are drink. I know the water we are drink. I know the label.
And the power it symbolize, I don't know. And then them say, boy, the black Africa map on it and them things. That kind of something. But
I see when them say about IRFM, you know, so it never did go work because I pure reggae never play.
See there, and the first thing when you know to dance and them say the man want band dancer, you to them say the cartel book with a sell. But sometimes if you don't listen to them, you know, you get in there. So that is how we do. And when the water, the way it tastes, and how the reception they get so far, we really realize the way we prove them wrong. They just have a rebel salute because when they get one complaint, everybody love it. All right. You know, it has some more
I'm going to the next aspect of why I ask you for come on, but make the people them hear. The water Havana, I will name the planet.
QR code.
Yeah, a code. Yes. What them call it?
QR code.
QR code. All right. I want you to explain to Jamaica people how important it is that a youth like the I know. Maybe I'll stop calling you youth, you know. A man like you now could start a water company. But not only the water is important, but the label on the water is very important. So I want you to explain to me what you did and what you show me a rebel salute the other night, why I went on the stage and actually hold up the water to tell the people them what to do. Explain to the people them about the label.
Well, the label represents what we call our lifestyle. We are Pan-Africanists, you know. And where we say, you know, Marcus Garvey, that is where our thing is. So other things, you know, we say energy drink of them energy thing, the champagne of them flaccid life with jewelry and gold. But our thing is about the roots and culture and the connection back to Africa. So the label have where you say our roots start from the Blue Nile, Ethiopia, which some don't know is really its tributary to service the Nile Valley that led to our civilization, and show the trajectory from there to the Blue Mountains. So that connect us, our original roots in Ethiopia, Egypt, come forward to Jamaica. So that is one aspect of it. Doing that now because the QR code now, when you scan it, you have an iPhone, you scan it, and it pop up to a screen where you give information about Africa. If you have an Android phone, it's another kind of phone, you have to download the app with a QR code, something you allow you to scan it. But the moment you scan it, it pop up information about different information about Africa. So for example, this week I will feature Morocco and give information about Morocco, about the history and all that, and the fact that it have Laraki, it have make luxury car around Morocco, things that people don't know. Because of the show, we show Bobby Wine and Pastor Rankin on it, and you know, there was some route, and they will show Lucky Dube, because in the do a tune, and if I remember it, Muta, back to my roots. So it kind of inspired, and then you go further and you talk about Jamaica just appoint a new High Commission to Nigeria. That was the Kenya attack. And most importantly for us now, you don't know if you know Tupu Dead. And there's a Zimbabwean musician, they call it jazz, that are 66 today. So we continue to get contemporary news about Africa, but it also give us our history. All right,
make us slow down here. Make us slow down a little bit, because I want the people to get exactly where I'm going so now. The barcode on the buckle, you take your iPhone and scan it.
Yeah.
All right. You see, the first time I tried to show Elise Kelly the other day, you know, and Ron Mushet to do it. And when I scan it, a next thing come up near menu.
Yeah.
So you have to press the menu, right?
Well, it not have to. It depends on how your phone set. Different phone will set different, but currently no.
Me have an iPhone. It's an iPhone me use.
Yeah.
So you say, all right. When you hold your phone over it and scan it, it's supposed to come up immediately. The information.
Yeah, it come up immediately. I mean, it's about when the screen come up in it, it's about menu screen, you know. What may I say?
Yeah.
Without going through that menu screen.
Yes.
Right? You can still see it. Like right now, we just do it a while ago. Morocco pop up a while ago. About the feature upon Morocco.
Yeah. Jamaican people, if you wondering what we're talking about a bottle of water with so much information that daily you get information about Africa. It's unbelievable. You don't have to scan the bottle every day, don't it?
No, once you go on there, you can follow up. Otherwise, once you go on there once,
you keep the apps.
Register.
The apps in your phone.
You have to scan it. And what we do to Muta with it is that we have a contest for a trip to Africa, and what it's like basically what the ones learn on it. So, like today, we are showing 10 great things of Africa. So we are trying to force the people that we know Jamaican people like the free thing, they like to go Africa, especially a year like this, with the return. So the contest is not going to just be a contest where you just draw a name and so. It's going to have answer aspect of it where the Pan-African. So let me say, other lifestyle brand beverages, I mean the your thing, you know, whether you have certain energy drink where you can jump off a cliff or you do waterboarding or whatever. This lifestyle is about the knowledge of Africa and our connection to it. So always have a link up to the connection to it.
And it's such a simple way to really bring across information to a bottle of water. You know, it's like it's so simple.
Yeah. We want to get the message out, you know, because everybody ball every day, so boy youths them now follow them roads and reach and them distant, and we figure so we have to use technology. We should always add to bring forward this aspect. So we're really excited about.
So how did I come up with that? I mean, not really. How did I them come up with that to say you can put an apps on a bottle of water where you can just carry your way to Africa, information about Africa updated. Every day it updated, or is how it go?
Yeah, every day it updated.
It updated every day. Different countries in Africa. What's the latest news in Africa? How did I them come up with that barcode there? A barcode them call them that.
A QR code.
Yeah. How did I them come up with that?
Well, we always use the technology, you know. We always use the technology. I mean, when man used to complain, remember when he was phone card ready to travel to England? And you know the English accent so strong.
Yes.
Sometimes our farmer man couldn't understand. And we're the first ones to put Vice Thompson a patois. Oliver and Miss Lou Vice.
Okay.
So once we continuously look with the power culture, because if I say so, we're very versed in technology. So we have to always find a way how we can bring our technology and help with our culture, help with our roots. So that is basically that's where the brainstorming coming from and how we create it. We just continuously do that and in every way, shape or form, you know, is how we try. So it sounds crazy and we do it like most things.
Yeah.
But we're going to work on it. It took us time. We have a great.
Well, I tell you, I say
is that everybody will work on it in Jamaica.
That is very innovative.
Fine. And the next thing, are some youth from Portmore, or some youth from Rhoda Kingston, or some regular one. And that is that's what makes me most proud about it, because
gosh, man, may I tell you, man, it's the most inspiring thing I hear for a long while as it relates to youth and Africa in Jamaica. That them come up with this thing, you know, that I mean, some people could all listen to me and wonder what the hell me talking about. We are talking about information about Africa and a bottle of water.
It's true. And then when I try this, you know, so you preserve the bottle, you know, because, you know, with the music too. So we're going to start with the man them bringing them bottle there for recycle. So some event we're going to have now, we call on the recycle, just bring them bottle they come and do it. So we're trying to make them not just drink the water and dash it away. We want to do the environmentally conscious thing of recycling, but also we are trying to encourage them to keep it and to show the youths them. You know, the younger ones see it. I was very happy to know that the Minister of Education was at Rebel Salute.
Yes, the Prime Minister did it.
We don't see it, but we just in talk about it and film some of the see it. Yes, the Minister of Culture was there. They were.
Well, we bought it out on the stage, loud. All of them did it. We bought it out, you know.
Everybody start look on it, and I really sincerely hope we can use it as a tool for it. Because at this time, you know, we have to use the technology. But also music and thing, you know,
of course.
We can use it for education and forget innovative.
And that is a very innovative way to use it, brethren. May I tell you, that is a very... I reckon like when you promote things for them really, but me can't help it, Chester. Me can't help it. This is so African-centered and so simple. For a youth upon a corner drink a bottle of water and they take up his phone and just scan the bottle of water and right away into things we are going in Africa. Amazing.
I want to give you something too. Enough man never know about Toko. Enough man, you know, everybody follow the music. And when they know, say, boy, there's a man out of Zimbabwe where, you know, big international scene. And they know through Patarank in a Bible and come to Jamaica and perform. Some man here say, boy, I never know the African. I say, wait, you want to lucky do there. Alpha Blonde, Salif Keita.
I mean, but we play them. A years we have played them on the radio and nobody are going. A years we have played African music.
So now we can kind of expand the thing a little more now, make them get them hand now. So
try them in.
We'll say.
Yeah, me suggest to Tony Rebel that him need to examine some more African artists, and me can really make the contact there, make the link there with them, for them come here. Because I remember Lucky Dube did come here and tear down the place. That's so much you have to call him back. Man. You know, so yes, it's great, man. Brethren?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. Give thanks, you know.
We contact the link, you know.
Just keep the link and, you know, say, we're there right beside the item with this venture, you know, because it's from, say, Africa, education, we're there with it. 100%. Africa, education, yes, we're there with it.
I will have some debate too. I will have some lectures to all of the stricter roads. You know, that's our thing. We want is more educational piece. I mean, it sounds strange because you don't really hear about no beverage really attach itself to education. I don't really hear about none before. But this is our thing. So rather than always keep a party, they might come see a lecture. It might be a lecture on, you know, Lumumba or Sankara or something like that where the youth know, you know. And it's an ambitious motto, because you know, sometimes we don't have that connected to Africa and the thing. But me even person knows enough man never ever knows a Blue Nile starts in Ethiopia that got easy. So that alone shows the word of God. I know about African artists now. So it's a work little bit. You know, it's a sustain and you know, as we get the support and things like that. You know, we just give thanks to them opportunity.
Give thanks, brethren. Give thanks. May I tell you, give thanks. Very much. Give thanks.
Bless them.
Yeah, man. Blessed, man. May I tell you, keep Dawkins we are talking to. The water out there, you know. Just look, you have to tell you the name of the water. Forget see the red, gold and green label. Other water there, because there's no other water out there. We project the red, gold and green label. alkaline water coming from springs. And may I tell you, say, anytime you have the bottle in your hand, just look for the little, I don't know how them call it, but you know it's what. You just scan it and carry you right into Africa. When I say right into Africa, I talk about information. I hear the virgin say, it change every day. The information change every day. That means say, it keep you up to date. You know, it's like the African CNN by your water back. It's amazing. It's like African CNN by your water back, African BBC by your water back. You know, you can't the back. We can recycle it. We are deal with recycling now. Plastic recycling. Cause there's so many. Cause me remember a man up a Grand Spender. I don't remember his name, you know. We do a program. We did a television program with a simple motor. We did a trace the water and which part the water where we are drinking come from, the different water them. And when did that do is use the bottle them and collect them and recycle them and then send them to go foreign. And me I tell you, the man have a serious pantsuit there. A serious suit make out a plastic bottle recycling and you never know it's plastic. I remember a company in one of them islands that make shingles for house top with recycled plastic. I don't know if that company that's still there, but yes, recycled plastic make out the shingles make out tight. So yeah, man, it is great. Now we love what the brethren do. We love where do. This is the cutting edge on RFM. You know, we are broadcast live from Ghana. Yes, Accra, cutting edge and stepping razor. Believe you me, you think we easy. Live from Accra. You know, say this year is the year of return. So much things is happening as it relates to African-centered perspectives. But here I know, a long time they attack these things, you know. And unless people are saying mad now, but I tell you. Unless people are saying me mad because a whole heap of the things we are talking about over the years, you know, them comes to say it's not really a madman. You know, if you walk in a Italian shoes to be seen, because most madman we are walking in Italian shoes around certain country and get not only himself mad, but the people them mad too. You understand? So I feel good for know say the word never just fall upon deaf ears. Yet still it could have really get some more ears still. But we not complain. Because we know say the thing grinds slow but it grinds still. And we still do what we're supposed to do. We not ease up our fight. We not ease up our fight. Because so we know it and that's how we are going to do it. Because when you really know say what you do is a good thing to do. There's nothing that can say don't do it. Because you really continue it more and more and more and more every time. Because that is where inspiration come from doing it. So when you hear we talk about Africa and we see certain things are going now, and we see a whole heap of terrible things are going, but yet still there's some silver lining Aguan where we need it for know. I hear the brethren just talk a while ago. When you go up on the apps, when you go up on the site, you see a whole heap of things that happen in Africa where you normally wouldn't hear in a Jamaican news. Yes, if you don't hear I'm not talking about RFM. If you don't hear say certain thing for RFM, you never hear it. About Africa we are talking about. About Africa. Where you could have talk about. And sometimes we show you why you should have really understand European history. Because them link. You know, see, them link. Like when you hear about the Moors in northern Africa, the Moors very influential in Granada, Spain. The Moors were serious innovators in Europe. So these things you know over here now, your classroom, and some of you who listen to, gone past the years of classroom, gone past the years of classroom. See, it's like, your time at classroom done. You have to go know that. You have to just know that, say, your time in the class done. You can't go and say, you're there have to do the same thing the same way all the while. It's just done. But we there for really remind you that the struggle is here, and even though it might look slim and dim, but it pick up momentum. It pick up momentum by people who feel the same way like I feel. That we can't stop. We can't stop until the work is done. And I only part of the thing them hear people talk about for our children. No, me want to experience some of the goodness. Me want to experience some of the joy. Alright, now me set my life that way there. See, if experience some of the joy. If you know, say, boy, right now, Africa is so close. It's not far again. See, it's so close. And we give thanks to life and how we life set. That we cannot talk about a place and go there continuously over and over. 1, 2, 3 times a year and come forward, come enjoy Jamaica said way. See it. So, yeah, man. We give thanks to that. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. Yes, Tony Rebel, I want you listen to me, You see that Virginia take a Jaffa call from out of the Ivory Coast. Him come to Jamaica, come do an album, With Ken, you hear him sing with Ken Boot, and John Line and all them ones, Yes, that Virginia. You watch him on stage, man, you never take off your eye off. So this Virgin, next Virgin, come and make him mark on the Jamaicans who was in the show. Rebel Salute, parliamentarian, political activist in our country, Uganda. Yeah, for those of you who don't know about the River Nile start in Uganda, the River Nile that you hear about in the Bible, it's Uganda it start. And for those of you who hear about Naya Bingi all the while and never know, Naya Bingi was a woman in a Uganda. All the Rasta them who are ball out Naya Bingi and don't know what it is all about. Naya Bingi, a group of women and men who used to fight against the British occupation of them country. And so you hear about the Mama. That was the Kenyan them who rise up against the British in them country. And they was spreading propaganda one time, say Haile Selassie was the head of the Naya Bingi who was planning to kill off all the white people them. The Naya Bingi is a response to colonialism and white supremacy in Africa. And Rastafari cloak themselves with that consciousness. Naya Bingi, Queen Naya Bingi. I remember the first time we said that a whole heap of Rasta begs because we are like Naya Bingi to a woman. Naya Bingi is a woman, a Ugandan woman. She is a woman, a warrior queen, like Asantewa, like Taitu. You have whole heap of warrior queen out of Africa. Well, Naya Bingi is one of them. So Rastafari cloak themselves with the mantle of Naya Bingi. But where I see is that the man them turn Naya Bingi into church service. Yes, church service. That was the intention of the queen. That was the intention of arming yourself with that secret order. The secret order of the Naya Bingi is not one of King James biblical translations and writs and rights of churchical this and churchical that. Is a response to white supremacy and slavery, colonialism. So, when you say Naya being gay, you have to move with all of these biblical talking. Well, a man might not like you when I say that, but that is the truth. You can't go around it. The truth is that Naya Bingi is a woman. And Naya Bingi fight against British colonialism like the Mama fight against British colonialism. You see that idea, the Mama them get reparations. Yes, the Mama them carry the government to court, the British government to court, and win reparations. So all these people who think that these things is just like some little joke thing I go on where what I run up and down and talk about reparation and repatriation and Naya Bingi and Rastafari and Pan-Africanism and all these things. These things is a just cause. It's just cause we are work with. We're not going like say everything going to be revealed, but it's going to be revealed because when I did just start side Rasta, some things where I say in a Rasta, bad or good. I never did know say till I reach this on. And I say Rastafari come now and smoke ganja and have a whole field with about 10,000 people. Rasta man put on a concert. I remember one time them used to ball say the artists them must put on them own concert. I remember them days there when artists that go through certain ones say the artists they must put on them own concert. Now we see Rasta man has keep concert and a feature ganja. Yes, a feature ganja as one of the main attraction. That you dead up on the field with your ganja and police are walk around you and could all want a bud too. Yes, I will feel good about that. We feel good about that. You know, say those things is something where 20, 30 years ago we had tried up with a Rastafari man, them things I never heard of. Mr. Rastaman, Mr. Policeman come a Bingi. And no say the rest of them not have certain things. And kick over the ital part because you have a main part in a Naya Bingi. Them days the man never used to carry food for go sell food. Nothing couldn't sell upon the Naya Bingi premises. You couldn't go sell something upon Naya Bingi premises. Because every time a man a beat you must say a Naya Bingi ma keep. A foolishness. Man a keep Naya Bingi, man a charge you must say a Naya Bingi. And so Naya Bingi go. That's it. We lose the authenticity of what it was all about or what it is all about. I mean, remember when the policeman, you have two little youth, them ruffian toughy, two of the greatest little Naya Bingi drummer them you ever seen a Bingi. The big man, them no ruffian toughy. With their St. Thomas in a Sunny Hill Bingi. And the policeman them coming at the Bingi and a search for this and a search for that and turn over the ital part. You see me and the two you them down at the river, in a one cane piece. I will hear the policeman them up there, and the policeman them I go look up. Me say me and the youth them run through the cane piece like slave. We are run through the cane piece, run through the cane piece. This when I done and I said, but look how this got out here. My ancestors come run through cane piece. And me and two little youth are run through the cane piece, run from police. In a St. Thomas store. In a St. Thomas. All them things they play out of my mind. A whole heap of time when I sit down at the studios and I think about them things and I say, can't stop to this. Can't stop to this Rasta because the experience we have. Imagine you go a Bingi and a chant and police come just aggravate Rasta and a run down Rasta and beat Rasta. kick over the pot, them and all them thing there. And you have to run through cane piece. Me and the little youth, them roughy and toughy, why you love roughy and toughy anyway, them there. As one of them there, they come back at Jamaica, you know. Yeah, them used to beat drum like, wow, you never hear two little, that twin, you know. Two of them are twin, roughy and toughy. Me and the youth, them run through the cane piece, man. And I said, wow, look on that. And years after me sit down and I meditate, I said, but I sent Thomas that, you know. Sent police. The police force was set up to quell slave rebellions. That's why the police force was set up for during the time of Paul Bogle. Them set it up. They said, never again we're going to make what Paul Bogle did happen again. And we can relive a run through cane piece to rotted. Relive a run through cane piece. Them things that make you cry more time, man. And then you see people are going like them an idiot. I don't know what clock a strike, I can't, my mother used to say. So this virgin come to Jamaica and gain some momentum. Him do some things we couldn't do in him country. Perform some songs we couldn't perform in him country. But again, the Rasta man give him the nod to do it. That it could have been broadcast through science and technology. Right across the globe. So I don't know what happened when him go back to him country. I don't know what happened when him go back to him country. You see him the lax one time too. But yes. So when I tell you about Bobby Wine who came here and really left a mark upon the audience, a rebel salute. This is what I'm showing them. Yeah, Bobby Wine, out of Uganda, man. Okay. So, we are telling about the African artists, them. We are playing some African artists right now. We should do most of the week, them. We get a series. I remember when we just start playing them, people are wonder why we are playing music where you don't understand the lyrics. Well, you know, say a whole heap of time we talk and people don't understand what we are saying, but the vibration lend itself to really overcoming spirit. And for years, African music penetrate me. I say, yes, we want to play this song here. We'll play it for years. We want to play this song here. We want to play it now. Yeah, this is the cutting edge. You know, all we are going, you know, the best performance when we see on Rebel Salute, you know, and a whole heap of people who overlook it, you know, is Anno Goal. Same brethren who used to back up Shaggy with Brian and Tony Goal. Him and the China, the Rastafari brethren, they were chant. And I tell you, the performance to me, sweet. And I know through me a Rasta why I say that, you know. Me I look on it from the perspective of just how the presentation go. And the brethren voice. The brethren voice, man. Echo straight cross into the water. So I yell up goal, you know. I yell up China. Yes, to present the drumming, the Rastafari drumming in a way where presentable, yeah, not haphazard drumming, just easy. And the brethren voice, man, not the first I hear him performing. I hear him perform at Red Bones one night, man, them little children, them, man. I never hear him do that song there again, you know, one song where him do. I really have to go find out how come him and them children, them, but yes, goal. You go on sweet, even though you know a whole heap of alabulu around it. But trust me, if I one person, well, I want to tell you, say, and my wife to love it. She thinks it's the best thing she see on the stage. Even though she wait for Kenyatta, up to now she still wait for Kenyatta Hill. She still wait for Kenyatta Hill for perform up to now, but she thinks that's the best thing too. And even before me say it to her, she say, yeah, that performance with goal. Anogol, I think him call himself, you know. Yes, so we're there with you. I'll go through the pieces. Here we go.
Moving on to Tanzania, Lord have mercy. You know, while we are slacking in Nigeria and so many other countries, the man is doing what about the new president of Tanzania? They call him the bulldozer, and rightfully so, because the man is bulldozing corruption, laziness, and overspending among government officials. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the man that gladdens my spirit. I hope that all African presidents are watching. Well, they're probably not watching, but anyway, I hope they can learn a few lessons from the man, Dr. John Magufuli. He's a farmer's son whose first real job was a school teacher, and then he educated himself as an industrial chemist and eventually became Tanzania's Minister of Public Works before winning the election in November of last year. Yeah, just last year. You would not believe all that the man has done. The first thing he did was to suspend the Independence Day celebration. He said, what are we celebrating when people are dying of cholera? I was like, whoa, how many people have died of cholera in Tanzania? 74 people? How many people have died in Nigeria? My father and my God. Thousands of people. Boko Haram has killed thousands of people in Nigeria. Spend any party or ceremony, even our new president was in Ogun State, celebrating in Ogun State after the incident that happened in Dalori. Meanwhile, a president cancelled Independence Day celebration because like 70-something people were killed by cholera. So they were supposed to spend 4 billion Tanzanian shillings on that ceremony. But Magufuli said, no. You see, that money should be used for the expansion of a 4.3-kilometer section of the road from Morocco to Mwenge in order to ease traffic congestion. Tell them that is what I'm talking about. Now for the Independence Day ceremony, the man commanded that people should get out of their houses and go and clean their streets and all the corners in order to stop the spreading of cholera. He didn't stop there. Himself came out, Mr. President himself. He got on the streets, cleaning up the streets. My eyes got big when I saw that video.
When we nominated Dr. Magufuli to be our candidate, we knew the style, the type of leadership that he represents. His style and his way of doing things. We expected him to do exactly what he is doing.
When some Nigerian officials, even those that are not even presidents, they are not president, when they will be feeling pompous, because of what he did, his own officials also got on the street, cleaning up the street. Imagine what will happen the day we see Oga Saraki with a broom, or Oga Dino Melaye, or Senator Bembruce. That man's very loud on Twitter. Anyway, the man banned all foreign travels by public officials, public servants, except when it is essential travel, and they must get permission from him or from the chief secretary. In fact, on the 21st of November of last year, a group of 50 officials were going on a tour of Commonwealth countries. The president cut down the list from 50 people to 4 people, and he saved the government 600 million Tanzanian shillings.
Recently, during the Commonwealth conference that President Uhuru Kenyatta attended alongside other senior government officials, his Tanzanian counterpart slashed the size of delegates from 55 to just 4, thereby saving millions of shillings.
Money they would have spent on tickets, accommodation, and per them, no more traveling abroad for all these officials. He said, well, the high commissioners and the ambassadors and the embassies abroad should be representing Tanzania when they are invited. Which makes a lot of sense. Why are they abroad if we also have to be going abroad, No more first class and business class travels for all officials, except Mr. President, the Vice President, and the Prime Minister. Only 3 people. No more business class flying. That means they have to fly economy. Oh my God. Some of them will collapse. Reminds me of Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso. No, so yes, that's what I'm talking about. The man has cancelled all meetings, no more workshops and conferences by government officials and public servants inside fancy hotels. He said no more inside fancy hotels. He said that every ministry has ministerial boardrooms. No, so use that one for your meetings, and that is. Soon after coming into office, Mr. President went to Muhimbili Hospital unannounced. He just walked there and he walked through all the terrible parts of the hospital that they would normally hide from officials. All the dirty places, all the places where people were sleeping on the floor, where equipment were not working. After seeing many equipment not working and some patients on the floor, the man fired the director of the hospital. He fired all the hospital board members, and he ordered that all the machines that were not working must be repaired within 2 weeks. If not, he would fire the new director as well. Apparently, all the doctors knew that the machines were not working. But instead of repairing them or asking the director to repair them, they were referring patients to their own private hospitals.
Sasa wewe ipi MRI inayofanya kazi iko wapi?
Hospitali zote za private zinafanya kazi.
Kwa hiyo za private zote zinafanya kazi. CT scan za hospitali za private zote zinafanya kazi. Za hospitali ya hapa Muhimbili zote hazifanyi kazi.
I know that something like that Nigeria as well. No, so anyway, he gave them 2 weeks to fix the machines. But guess what happened? The machines were repaired in 3 days. 3 days. And so it is possible to repair this. And then when they opened parliament, they planned a state dinner that would cost 300 million shillings. And when he heard about it, he said, you see this 300 million shillings, make it 25 million. Whatever we can eat with that, we will manage. Now the rest of the money, he said they should use it to buy hospital bed for that hospital that he visited, Muhimbili Hospital. So they bought 300 brand new beds and mattresses and 600 bed sheets from that money. Can you imagine? They would have eaten with that money and that would have been the end of it. Now they have 300 brand new beds to admit people into the hospital. By the way, he said that why were engineers using V8 engine vehicles when they were supposed to be using pickups? He said that is more suitable for their jobs. So now they've changed all the vehicles. No more sitting allowances for officials. He said, how the hell are you paid allowances for a job? Monthly salary. That also applies to members of parliament, by the way. No more sitting allowances. It was so funny when I heard that the day after he was sworn in, the State House officials were showing him around, his new residence, but he was not really impressed by that. Instead, he decided to take a walk to the Ministry of Finance. He got there and he told them to get their acts together. He asked why some employees were not in office yet, and I heard that since that day, the traffic jam in the mornings has really, really increased because people no longer show up late to work after Mr. President's visit. Now he ordered that no more tax exemptions for the big people. Everybody must pay taxes, including the big people. The other day, when he was going to officially open parliament, instead of him to fly the 600 kilometers, the man decided to drive. He drove the whole 600 kilometers from that to Dodoma. He has reduced his own convoy. He even reduced the presidential delegation that travels with him. He surprised everybody when he chose a female vice president. All the big boys were shocked. They were like, what? It's a new day in Tanzania. And then minister that nobody has heard about. They said that this guy has a reputation for hard work and no corruption. All the big guys that thought that they would be prime minister are still in shock, by the way. So after his visit to the Ministry of Finance and that hospital without announcing, all the other ministries have fastened their belts. Everybody is now hard working, including a sector that people consider very, very corrupt. That is the port, where people normally pay bribe to get their stuff. I heard that it has suddenly become the most efficient place. No loads are missing, things are done quickly, and you cannot get your container without paying bribe. And finally, all individuals and firms that bought state companies that were privatized, they've been told to either get to work or hand over that sector with immediate alacrity, hand it over back to the government. Some of them, I heard that they've not done anything in like 20 years, but now all of a sudden, they're all awake, doing stuff. The man has literally pressed the reset button in Tanzania. It's a new day in Tanzania. His motto is Hapakazi True. Some of you that are not understand, don't worry, I will teach you. What that means is here all we do is work. We serve, nothing else. Yes, his people are happy. Of course, the big people are not that happy, especially the corrupt ones, But all the small people like myself, they're very, very happy. Ugandans want their president to be like him. They wrote an article about it. South Africans want their president to learn 10 things from Tanzanian president. And of course, I want my president to learn from this man 3 Gosa. So the president of Tanzania, Gosa. Now, having said that, my guy, we are very happy. We love you. You started well. Please continue to do not disappoint Mama. If you keep up like this, very soon Tanzania will become the best country in Africa. No, so you guys not doing anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.
May I tell you, I hope you hear listen to where the data talk about the president of Tanzania. Can you imagine if the president, the prime minister of Jamaica, the quarter where president there do, cut down all them traveling, all the ministers them are traveling in a first class, put them in a coach. I tell you, that them can't sit down with the normal people, them who them supposed to govern. When them talk about them are going to celebrate independence, them say, watch a man, the money won't have to expect independence, what I deal with. See some road down the road, that's how I fix. take the money, but them are going to keep all big part. Him just take the money and go buy some bed for the hospital where they want bed. I don't say, watch out. Some of the machine them want fix, you know. And you say, if you don't fix them in the next 3 weeks, we have fire the whole on, you know. In a 3 day, the machine them fix. In a 3 day, the machine them fix. Yeah, man. A serious thing. So why me play that is to just say that if you do a whole heap of but there's some streak of silver lining when we hear all them things that come out of Africa with a leader. Because you know them always say, when me always say to African leaders, very corrupt. Very, very corrupt, these African leaders. But when you hear all, when we just hear a while ago, and you say, yes, go to Africa, Tanzania, while Betty Delphos, who left today yesterday was our birthday, you know. Who left Jamaica and Ghana, Tanzania, go live, and is doing quite well over there. Yeah, man. So, we're there still with this. Everybody asked me to play it over and over.
See, Jomo Kenyatta once said, when the missionaries arrived, the Africans had the land and the missionaries had the Bible. They taught us how to pray with our eyes closed. And when we opened them, they had the land and we. Do you see how swiftly they pull wool from the lamp of God over our eyes? The greatest lie colonialism ever told was that it brought God to Africa. Yes, they brought their Bibles, but they did not bring God to our lands. Yes, they brought their churches, but they did not bring God to our lands. Yes, they brought their guns, but they did not bring God to our lands. What they brought was an image made to justify the breaking of our bodies like communion bread, a false idol that to this day I still see hanging in so many Kenyan homes, a frame full of blonde hair, pink and pale skin, eyes, a light blue piercing enough to draw blood, to have all.
Yes, EL.
You ready for this?
Yeah, man.
Alright.
Okay. Alright, since that's how I go, like that I go, make we go this. Make we go that way, yeah. Okay, here we go. Yes, EL.
Yes, Muta.
Yes, sir.
Yes, never poem I want you to hear.
Okay.
All right. All my ancestors are inside of me, from King Nala to Imhotep, first builder of the ancient steppe. All my ancestors are inside of me, from Nat Turner, Henry Turner, Marcus Garvey, Selassie set I free, Hannibal, strength and unity, beyond the Alps lay Italy. We're leaving home, we're going to Rome, or there, Hotep. All my ancestors inside of me. Listen. Hello?
Yeah, where name, Brett? You never tell me your name.
Yeah, my name is Kunda.
Kunda.
Yes, Kunda. I didn't hear. I didn't give you the rest of it. You want to hear the rest of it?
Oh, I think you done, man.
No, man, I'm not done yet, fire.
All right, go on.
All right, boom. From King Zosa to Camus, Thutmose the first, Amenephis the first, Amenephis the third, the colossal of Memnon, Akhenaten, Tutankhamun, the Ramesses, the 25th Ethiopian dynasty, Tahaka, Shabaka, Pianki. All my ancestors are inside of me. From Emperor Ganj, Bodhidharma, General Tang, Bang, the great Emperor Ganj. All my ancestors are inside of me. Blessings. I have some more still, and I always want to hear some more.
No, the poem they asked me for read, so I asked if it done, it never sound like it done a while ago.
Yeah, but it's a long poem still, but you don't know.
Yeah, all right, so what's your name?
Kunda, martial arts.
Oh, you said that a while ago, yeah. All right, Bridget, give thanks.
From Waterhouse, see?
Yeah, man, give thanks, Bridget.
Yeah, Rastafari.
Yes. Yes, EL.
Ote Muta.
Blessed.
Empress Janet from Mobile.
Okay.
Yeah, man. When I full jar the Rebel Salute show, you know?
Okay, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Me full jar, man. The African artist and going good. And I want to tell you, say, after Africa perform, man, I tell you, say, Queen Africa, I tell you, say, come like to put me in a scale. Yeah, man, I chance, man, because I tell you, man, chant the real thing, man.
Yeah.
Feel it, man. Tremble, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, I write in a matter, let's say.
So you there for 2 nights? You was there 2 nights?
I was there 2 nights. The first night, we get a ticket and go backstage, but I say, nobody will know why. Next night, I know why I want to visit Ellis, because even I get to go on there. That's what I think, sir. Till I later, I get to go on there when Budo, when my boy from St. Thomas say, Bushman. So they want 3 night festival now because a 2 night coming like lame out. Too much artists, you know?
Yeah, man, give thanks.
Yeah, man, respect, man, blessings.
Alright.
Keep on the work, you know?
Yeah, Mota. Good morning. Me elder. Long time I want to talk to the eye. Yeah, man, I want to ask you about the name Africa. You hear me? Yeah. Make me do a whole heap of research, you know.
You're not no good man.
And I find out that the name Africa
is a white man name.
Ecubelan.
Al-Kabulan are the original name, let me say.
Yeah. So me say, why you not call it that? And why we call it Africa when that name came from?
Yeah, well, that's the same thing why we say black and sometimes it just juxtapose it with Africa. Sometimes we say black man, sometimes we say African. Because you have people on there were still slow, you know. You have people who are slow out there, you know. You have to feed them like baby.
Oh.
You know, we know say Al-Kabulan still. Just like how we know say Egypt a Kemet.
Yeah.
But we still say Egypt more time, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not that we don't know, but you know, you don't want saying the thing, and them get disjointed more time, you know. Slow people get disjointed.
Good work, Mota. You make me do a whole heap of reading, and you make me do a whole heap of thinking.
All right, so give thanks, man.
Yeah, man, blessed.
Yeah, Mota.
Blessed man, Dingo, you know, man.
Blessed love. A nice work, Rebel Salute and King. We see you live streaming on Ellie Skelly.
Yeah, man, it's gone live, man, I tell you.
Just like the Bushman said, the thing they have to go do for 3 days, you know.
Well, you know, our 2D and less artists.
More time.
Maybe 2D and less artists.
Yes, our 2 days and less artists.
Because next day now, the whole heap of finance.
The 2 songs not enough, you know what I mean?
No. Festival, you can't have artists at the 2 songs. It's a festival.
No. Yeah. That don't make sense. You have to go up either 3 days or, as you say, 2 days, but less artists and so on.
Yeah.
And I want to say greetings to Mrs. Samad, you know.
I'm supposed to go around her house, you know. I'm supposed to come out of the hospital, you know.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. I know. But she's saying that she wants the brothers to come visit her. I'm going to visit her. All right. Well, I'm glad to know that they are one of the brothers who will be visiting.
Yeah, I use the child when you tell me such an ask me too.
My sister in Lima. Huh?
No, I say, when you again, tell me such an ask me the other day. When she did at the hospital, she asked me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, she told my sister in Lima to tell me that I should tell people on the continent and otherwise that she wants the brothers to visit her.
Yeah, I will visit her, definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
And definitely.
She's so reach 100, you know.
African name.
She's so reach 100, you know.
The name Africa.
Yeah.
Yes, I know, yes. And she knew my mother's cousin, hear me, I should Gary.
Yeah.
She and her husband, you know.
Yeah.
We're good friends, you know.
Yeah.
Really thing. Yeah, but talk quickly, because what I mentioned BBC.
No, we're talking about the name Africa, man. Concerning the bridge we just called a while ago.
Yeah, the name Africa is a native, is an indigenous name meaning tropical and thing. It's not after no, it's not the name of the Roman general Scipio.
Well, and that's where you know it from, Africanus.
Yes, but he was given the name Africanus entitled that area because we was also that area native name known as Africa, and is a thing whereby when you win a battle in a certain region, you give a name entitled in honor. His name was Scipio, and then when he won,
them giving the name Africanus.
He was given that. It is like Montgomery when he defeated the German army.
Yeah.
He was given the Montgomery.
All right. So where the name Africanus originate from?
No, well, that is just a Latin version. It's a name. It's a native. It's an African name from that region, meaning a tropical climate.
Yeah, when I try to ask you.
As another name.
When I ask you, what was the original name? Africa. What was the original? We're not talking about the land now where we're supposed to say Alcabulan. We're talking about the name. Because we know it as Africanus.
Yes, but what I'm saying that it is coming from a native word for that region, which is what when the Romans went there, they knew of that name. They found that name.
They found the name Africa. They found the name Africa.
Yeah, Africa, which is a native word from that region.
Okay, I don't ask. Africa, yes.
Yeah, Africa.
Yes.
Africa,
yes.
Meaning that it's a tropical land. So it's not after no Roman general. I mean, he got the title because he won the battle in that era, which was known as Africa. So it's that thing.
Well, you know what Alcabulan, Ben tell me said the original name was Alcabulan.
That is another name. That is another name because that was given, and that came about Dr. Joseph Ben Buchanan.
Let me just say, Ben Buchanan talk about the name Alcabulan.
Yes, who came with that? Yes, who said that was one of the names. And there's also another native name for the continent too. Tamari.
Yes.
So we have different names for the same place. Tamari, Alcabulan.
I don't remember that name.
All native names. But some names become more popular than some, and Africa, that native name emerged as the most popular one. So people know to feel now here about the word
Africa.
Because it's no Latin word and thing. It's coming from.
I always had it in my head that the name Africa come from Africanus, which was the white boy who across there. But you are saying different now.
Scipio, whose name is Scipio.
Yeah.
But he was given the title.
Yeah, man, I understand. I understand.
Yes.
I accept that.
Then we see that Italy and France in big war over Africa,
Yeah.
The deputy prime minister of Italy is cursing France publicly and saying that the reason why so many people drowning in the Mediterranean and fleeing Africa is because of the French constantly robbing African people poor.
Yes.
Which is true.
Yes.
And creating problems not for France, but for Italy. Most of the people end up not in France.
Yeah,
and the French sending back people who reach France, send them to Italy. So Italy is saying that if France was robbing Africans, the people wouldn't have to be fleeing Africa
continuously
because of the dire conditions and things.
Yeah, I hear about him.
And you remember in the Ivory Coast there, you don't see that the brother who them had to prison, the French them overthrew him, Gbagbo, that the ICC criminal court releasing.
No, which one are they talking about?
Courts. You remember some years ago, if the French who sending troops and who overthrew President Gbagbo in the Ivory Coast because he was making moves to make the Ivory Coast be independent of France, and then put in some puppet named Ouattara, and then carry him to the ICC court in Holland. Well, he has been freed.
Oh, first mayor.
You know. Yes, and it's the same kind of thing where the French live like a parasite of Africa because without the riches of Africa, this is why they sustain these puppets and things. The French would not have what they have in terms of wealth and prosperity.
Yeah.
And you notice nearby to us in Jamaica there, President Nicolas Maduro give the U.S. ambassador and others 3 days to get together.
Yeah, well, them not give the other one the presidency. The American, them not declare the other one, the opposition man, the presidency.
Yeah, but that is precisely out of order.
Of course,
regime change them trying to do as usual, as in Cuba and so on. That is why the Venezuelan president give them 3 days to get out because it's interfering.
Yes.
Which they have been constantly interfering.
And you know, meanwhile we attack, so them are plan to invade the country.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
From Colombia. You see? Them always do that. And in Zimbabwe, where them telling lies, say, it's President Mugabe make the country in an economic state.
Gaddafi, Mugabe, Patrice Lumumba, all of them, man, they were take the side of the democratic way. Them say them are this and them are that. Every time you know democratic, them say you are this and that.
Call them and use them. The reason why Zimbabwe economic problem is because of the racist economic sanctions against Zimbabwe that George Walker Bush instituted the ZIDERA Act, ZIDERA Act, and which Obama continued with and Trump continued to destroy the economy of Zimbabwe. It's not to do with President Mugabe, it's the racist sanctions. They're not same way them have sanctions against Cuba, as you know.
Yeah, man. And try assassinate Castro about 40 at time and try assassinate him.
Yes. And you know that the first country that the Europeans them, and you know the smoother, have embargo and sanctions and is our place near us in Jamaica, the Haiti.
Yes.
Revolution, there was an embargo by Haiti.
Yeah.
So Haiti feel it first after then declare independence 1st of January. President Dessalines, 1804. Embargo.
Yeah.
Anytime them don't control, them try to destroy you and that type of
propaganda machine at work in your country. Them start to do all sorts of things in your country. Make the people them start to eat you.
Yes. They put pressure on you and make things hard financially and otherwise. That to make the people in the country, who want people in the country, rise up and turn against you. For real.
And the areas are only for atrocity and as you cause it, the atrocities them.
Yes. And them had a program on BBC one last night about knife wars. And guess what? The Pakistani president of London, that's his origin, racially and thing. He was supposed to come, and instead of coming, he sent somebody in his state because he don't want to deal with the situation of knife crime where our people are concerned. And one of the upsetting things about it, in addition to that, was that instead of having one of our qualified African people to host the thing, they had some Indian or Pakistani girl who don't know nothing, hosting it. And guess what? When they talk about knife crime, because the other day, we had the 14-year-old youth, the Jaden, whose father is Jamaican, who was stabbed to death and that type of thing. Them only having African youths in terms of knife crimes and murders and things. Because you have Indians and Turks and others doing it, and still English youths, Caucasian them. But them don't have them. Them try to look like it's only African youths who involved in knife crimes in London and elsewhere, which is a lie.
But it kind of more amongst the black community still. In England, as far as we may understand, in England, it's mostly amongst the black community. It's knife crime going.
Yeah, listen. We're not denying that there is a problem of the knife murders within our African community in England, especially in London. No denying. But what the racists do, them also ignore knife crimes. When it's various people like it was in Glasgow and other England and that type of thing. It's a way to stigmatize, as if to say it's only our youth. And then the police would use that now to indiscriminately target our youth to stop and search things. So I am not saying that we're not to deal with that situation, because our youth come from our community. But at the same time, we must point out the double standard.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there are problems also with the Turks, Indians, and the same English boys them who stab and kill each other too. But then don't report it like that, the racist media. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely. You know? Yeah. And then things there.
All right, sir.
Yeah, man, so just keep up the good work. Keep up the good work, because I tell you, if it wasn't for cutting edge and slipping razor and things like that, there would be nothing to African people in Jamaica and outside of Jamaica to be reliably informed. Because you know, Muta, we don't have a weekly, much less daily newspaper in Jamaica, which is for African people.
African
you know that. Yes, so keep on doing where you are.
Man. Give thanks.
You have no paper, no magazine in Jamaica to deal with our thing. Them anti-African, the ones them exist.
All right,
so
listen.
Keep on cutting them.
Lights up your holiday with a person that's silly.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Mota.
Yeah, blessed.
Let me tell you, man, me say, you know how long me I try to get to you, but me never know the number, you see? What happened, you know, I just told the person who answer the phone, say, you always say we're taking some calls. Number yet.
Okay.
So maybe that is why you kept getting the same people calling all the time, because we they wait months, man, you know. Yeah, because, you know, like for instance, you'd say, well, we're taking some calls now, 9-4, so and so and so and so. Never hear your name at all.
I'm not taking it for granted, so everybody know the number, eh?
Well, man, I tell us, I have to go up on the road, because me, one woman, I don't know there, me not really current with most things, you know. You know, I have to go ask somebody, and it's the new director will come out. The person down to tear out the leaf, give me, you know, out of what I live. So guess what now? Me have a whole bag of things to talk about, but guess what now? Me kind of get so excited to hear, you know, that we have to go call him up for next time.
Now you forget.
Never forget, you know, but, you know, me head not... Lord, the way we want to talk to you for so long.
Yeah.
Because he believes that we are talking to you now.
Yeah.
But you know what I want to say to you? Let me tell you, man, you save my head in my bridge. You save my head in because you see, guess what now? There are some people who can see things and can pick up things and understand things, and then you come in like you're strange. You understand? When you pick up things, when you see things happening, it's like nobody else not see it. I mean, I tell you, I have to listen to your night time for ease made, you know. Because I believe you, my brother. You see, when I see and where I bird my heart and where you talk about. Just a while ago when you talk about Zimbabwe and what happened down Venezuela. Me I tell you, my brother, me I tell you, say, me I look on it and me say, them people, them wicked. You know what them do? See them where you
Mandingo
attack, you know. How they, me I say to myself, how can you sanction a person's country? How can you stop them from buy. Stop them from sell. Stop people from buy from them. Sell them anything. How can you freeze them money and do them these things? And when you're done, you tell the people them at the country, say, if the leader do these things, I tell them, my brother, you know, it grieve me. Me I tell her, it grieve me when me say it happen, you know, and the wickedness and the evil, you know. And me I tell her, so my brother, a while ago, if you know how me I lick, me excited when me hear your man, you know, because I today, me I talk to myself. Because you go to the road and you talk to some people, it's like them never know.
Them things say you're mad, somebody. Them things say you're mad.
You know, me I tell her, me say, my brother, me I tell her, and you are saved me, then I come in and say no. So I come here and say, you see, if you even try to raise a conversation, it's like them head no dead. So I'm just saying, what is, they don't say all the Chinese, they want to take over the place. When you talk about the things them, me say, me dip on my knee, my Lord God, me I beg you, cover Muta, me I beg you, cover him. Because of the only voice, me I say, are the only voice, or Ota. And I show up the people the thing them. I mean, I say, my brother, hold it same way, I not stop. I mean, I beg God to cover your man, because I mean, I tell you. Me say, maybe I talk about the thing in the day. And when me turn on, you I talk about it. I say, a while ago, the little tape there where you play about the girl in Tanzania.
Yes.
Me say, well, if you know how you make me feel, me I tell you, man, when me listen to them things, you know, because yes, when she talk about what the man do, and let me tell you something, these European pressure these people whenever they can't get them to do what they want to do. Them tell the propaganda and tell the world all kind of things about the people them, you know. May I tell you, I cannot understand how is it that people believe these things. Mr. My brother, may I tell you, man, if you know, right now, me tell the young lady that me never going to talk to you tonight because me so excited no, she knows that me get you.
Well, you're going good, man. You're going good, you're going good.
No, me I tell you, me I tell you, my heart heavy, you know. When me say I go on, you know, my brother, when me say I go on, you know, and me I tell you, so me I say, Lord God, you want to tell me, say I'm going, me want to see it. Me say, my brother, when me hear you talk, you know, me say, Jesus, hear my talk is something that the very, very thing where they from your heart will press me. So me want you know, say, you hold strong, you know, because you may not hear your voice. Me why you hold it, you know, my brother, because me I tell you, my heart grief, you see, what happen in this world, especially to my people, the African people. You understand me? We are going in a Congo, we are going in a Sudan, we are going, I mean, I tell you, say, you can see, say, it is a thing where them plan, them plan. The same thing we are going in a Congo, I hit a going in a Sudan, I hit in a going in a Somalia, the destruction, the killing of the people, them, you can't see me, I tell you, say, sometimes when you listen to them, a population control, I kill we are, but one next time we will talk again.
All right, Mama, give thanks.
All right, Papa.
Yes, I feel it, I feel it, sister. I feel it, man, yes. All right, we'll kind of get light in the load, little. We'll light the load, little. I'm present to you the richest beggars. Richest beggars on the earth, on the planet, you know. Can you imagine people begging on the street and it's millionaires out of begging? All right, listen to this. Listen to this.
Factsverse presents Top 10 Richest Beggars in the World. Number 1. Simon Wright. Simon Wright is a professional beggar. The 37-year-old London man spends at least 8 hours each day and extra time on the weekends standing on the street of London begging for money. He dresses in ratty clothes and he walks with his dog. His area of choice is next to a NatWest cash point that is close to a railway station. Each day, thousands of commuters walk by and give him money. He makes about £50,000 per year. Each night he goes home to his £300,000 flat in Fulham. Begging on the streets of West London pays really well. Number 2. Aisha. A 100-year-old woman who spent her days panhandling in the town of Jeddah. She was blind, and for years she would sit on the street in tattered clothing begging people for money. People would see this old blind woman on the streets, and they would feel bad. When she put out her tin cup, the people passing by had no problem putting money in, trying to help the homeless woman. When she passed away, it turned out that she wasn't as poor as she wanted everyone to think. When she got sick, she gave her will to a friend and asked him not to read it until she had passed. When she died and her will was read, it turned out that she has Saudi Riyal 3 million in cash, which is the equivalent of 800,000 US dollars. She also had Saudi Riyal 1 million worth of jewelry, which is the equivalent of $226,000 US. She even owned 4 buildings in the Al-Balad district of Jeddah. She left all of her assets to the homeless people that she knew from the... Number 3. Sambhaji Kale. Sambhaji Kale doesn't have a traditional job. He and his family of 4 spend their days begging for money. He lives in Mumbai, where apparently begging can be very profitable. After a day of begging, the family is able to bring home 1,000 rupees. The family has managed to save 40,000 rupees in the bank, and they have a few thousand rupees in investment companies. At the end of the day, they retire to either their flat in Virar or one of their 2 houses in Solapur. Number 4. Krishna Kumar Gite. Krishna Kumar Gite is another beggar from Mumbai. He spends his days begging at his favorite spot at CP Tank near the Charni Road. He dresses in rags so that he can appear very poor. However, he makes more money each day than many of the people who give him money. Each day, he makes about 1,500 rupees. When he is done panhandling, he heads home to the flat that he owns in Nala Sopara. Number 5. Erwin Corey. Erwin Corey is a 97-year-old man from New York City. For the last 17 years, he has been walking up and down 35th Street in Manhattan panhandling. He hasn't always been a panhandler. For years, he had an acting and comedy career. He has even performed alongside legends including Jackie Gleason and Woody Allen. He lives in a house that is worth $3.5 million. It is located in the East Midtown section of Manhattan. When he is collecting money on the streets, he makes between $100 and $250 a day. What makes him different than the top 10 richest beggars in the world is that he gives the money that he collects to a charity in Cuba that buys medical supplies for children. He invests some of his money in newspapers that he sells on the street. This is the money that he lives on. Number 6. Lakshmi Das. Das spent 44 years begging near Hatibagan, which is a busy road junction in northern Calcutta. She was only 16 years old when she started panhandling. She spent very little of the money that she received to support herself her whole life. When she was 60 years old, she went to the bank and deposited 200 pounds of coins that filled 4 buckets. Number 7. The unidentified man on the street. A person was walking down the street and took a photo of this man and his daughter panhandling. The pair appears dirty, and they are in tattered clothes. The young girl is wearing her father's jacket to keep warm. If you look closely at her pocket, you can see a set of keys to a Mercedes. Number 8. Will Anderson. Will Anderson is a 43-year-old former stagehand from New York City. He spends his days with his 9-year-old dog, Rizzo, begging for money. His favorite spots are near the Grand Central Terminal, 42nd Street, between Vanderbilt and Madison Avenue. He sits on the street with his dog and a sign that reads, "Spare change for me and my pooch." According to Anderson, he makes about $200 per hour. That is a pretty good salary for someone who does nothing all day. Number 9. Gary Thompson. Gary Thompson is originally from Texas, but he now lives in Lexington, Kentucky. He gets around in a wheelchair, which he says he needs because he has difficulty walking. He even has trouble using his hands. What most people don't know is that he pretends to be mentally and physically handicapped so that he can earn money panhandling. He says that he makes up to $100,000 each year begging for money on the streets. Number 10. Masu. Masu is a beggar from India. Each morning he takes an auto rickshaw to his favorite begging spot. When he gets there, he changes his clothes and spends 8 day begging for money before heading back home. He says that he makes 1,500 rupees and he is a millionaire. Most people who give him money while he is begging have no idea that his net worth is higher than theirs. He says that panhandling requires long days, but it is worth it. Subscribe for more.
Yeah, but good night. I just wonder what's the name of that chocolate song they just played.
Which one of them? This one you know?
I think a couple of times before, I think it was Sister Caroline too sure. Choco. I got that on the mind.
Oh, you mean the herb song?
Yeah.
You know, say, my pause, you know, I have to go look back feed. Tomorrow, me tell you.
Okay.
Tomorrow, me tell you what the Sister Carol tune name.
All right, thank you.
This is the cutting edge. We give thanks to the moment and the time and the energy. Give thanks to all who stay with me. Till them hours, yeah. You know, say different hours in Africa, different hours in Europe. We give thanks. You know, so we will be here again from 2 p.m. to 5:45 p.m. on the Stepping Razor, the art of war. And we want you to be there with us. So you're going to know. We're going to play this tune here now. And we're going to play the live version from Rebel Salute. We're going to start the program with it, but we're going to end the program with this tune here. Well, we don't know if we're going to end it with this tune here, but we wait to see who will come through the door there. Okay, so